guys, this is Gwen Lazarito, and first and foremost, I would like to greet each and every mom that is out there. Happy Mother's Day. Was I too close? Happy Mother's Day, all of you moms. I know it's not easy, but you're doing a great job. We're all doing a great job, and you know, for most households, especially Filipino households, mothers are the financial gatekeepers. So today, on Mother's Day, I thought, well, why not help each of the moms out there out, okay? Because being a financial gatekeeper, it's not easy. It's very stressful to manage the household finances, making sure you avoid or at least manage any bad debt, and all the while making sure that your family's needs and even wants are met, so everyone's satisfied. Okay, so for you mothers out there, I would like to give some practical financial tips for you to help you manage your family money better. Let's start. Okay, tip number 1 is to communicate financial matters not only to your spouse but to other family members as well. The reason for this is so that everyone is on the same page and your family members know how much you're allocating and why you're allocating that amount of money to that specific part of your budget. Thus, they're more open to changes, and if you need to, along the way, tighten your belt to, say, aggressively save for something or aggressively pay for a debt, then they'll be more likely to understand and go along with the plan. Tip number 2 is to create a budget and stick to it. So, you know, even when you were in college, you needed a budget, especially when you first started a job, you need a budget. Now that you have a family, you absolutely need to have a budget and stick to it. So let me just give this into an analogy that's really, really easy to understand, okay? Your financial situation right now is like a battlefield. You, as the financial gatekeeper, is the general. Your money, each and every peso, is your soldier, and your budget is your battle strategy. You have a good battle strategy. You have good soldiers, but if you don't follow that battle strategy, more than likely your soldiers and yourself will never going to win that battle. So you need to stick to the budget. Step 3, so create an emergency fund, because families, especially the ones with kids and elderly dependents, need this, because ultimately your family is going to go through some kind of emergency, even if as little as a leaky faucet to as big as what's going on right now, like a pandemic and being on ECQ and GCQ that's threatening the livelihood and the health of each and every family member. You have to be ready for all of these types of calamities, emergencies, and the best way to do it, the best way to protect your family's finances in times like these, is to have an emergency fund ready. Tip number 4 is to invest. Now, investing is essentially making money work for you, right? Now, you're already working too hard for your family, you're already stressing out about the budget, but sometimes it may seem like you feel like your family is not earning enough to cover for future major expenses. And then this is the time that I suggest that you start investing. Whether it's your dream of having your kids go to some really good schools when they go to college, or if you want to retire and no longer work at the age of 65, your retirement age, that would be the best time to start investing. And not invest in short-term investments, mind you, invest for the long term. Another tip with regards to investing. Before you start investing, please educate yourself and do a lot of research on what you're getting into before you start out, because it's really important that you don't invest in something that you don't understand. Likewise, don't invest in something that's too good to be true. Okay. Number 5 is to prepare for your family's future. So we Filipinos, if we really want to get ahead or above the poverty line, we need to start thinking long term. Ideally, all mommies and even daddies who are handling the finances, we should start our families with 1, life insurance, 2, estate tax or estate planning, 3, educational funds for the kids, and health insurance. That's 4. How do you do that? The 4 health insurance, because one of the factors that hinders us from rising above the poverty line is if one of the family members gets sick and we don't have a money set aside to cover up for any major expenses during pre and post hospitalization, let's say. So that's very important. And your own retirement fund, so that your kids won't have to shell out a huge chunk of money for you, and they can use that money in the future for building their own money for their families. 6th step is, well, 6th step is to never stop learning, especially with personal finance. Find the time to learn more about making ways and how to manage your finances better. And if you're thinking of investing, then yeah, research on that. There's a lot of books. And last tip, that's tip number 7, teach your children about personal finance as early as possible. Help your kids build a healthy and positive outlook towards money, because if you don't do this as early as possible, someone else will. Okay, it's the new age of information right now. If your children won't learn something from you, they will learn this from someone else, and or other avenues or other areas, and we may never know, it might not be the right education for them. So it's good that they learn the best practices from you. And if you don't know what to teach them, then again, let's go back to tip number 6, which is to learn it. Research on how to teach your kids about personal finance, and this will help cultivate how they think about money and help them make better decisions in the future. Once they do have their own money, and they'll know what a budget is, how to budget, even if it's for their allowance, that will set them up for success. Another good thing about this is that your kids will have a better understanding of how you make your money decisions for the family and how you allocate your certain amounts of money to your budget. Thank you so much for watching. I know you guys are relaxing. Hopefully you are relaxing on this Mother's Day. You are spoiling yourself, your family is spoiling you, especially because we are on ECQ. There's really not much to do. Hope you have a great, wonderful day, and as always, I leave you to this wonderful message that your best life starts when you decide